Oh, can you hear me better now? Okay, let's focus. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Delana and thanks for stopping by. If you are not new here, then you know already that it is Wear Test Wednesday, and today I will be testing out the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. Usually I hold up the product right at that moment, but I don't have the actual product with me today because they literally just released it. And if you don't know, I work at Sephora, and part of my job is that we are given a lot of free product, but a lot of times we are given the product way after the launch date. Not like way after, but significantly after the launch date. But I wanted to review this product as soon as possible because Benefit hasn't released a new foundation in a long time. Like, they've had their Hello Flawless foundation forever. Like, ever since I started watching YouTube, like way back in the day. Seriously, like 10 years ago. It's been a long time. So I knew that this was going to be like probably a big product. People are going to be really excited about it. And I have already worn this one time. So I am excited to show you guys the wear test on it today so that you can see for yourself how it wears throughout the day. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys the lowdown on the product. I have not yet read the description on the product or anything like that. I just used it the way that I kind of felt like using it. The only thing that I know about this product without actually doing any research on it is that it's supposed to be a sheer to medium coverage. It's not going to be a full coverage. So let me give you guys the lowdown on this. So on the website, it actually just says that the coverage is light. It doesn't even say light to medium. It just says light. And it says it's for every skin type, sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. And then it has a natural finish, so it's not going to be dewy, it's not going to be matte, it's just going to kind of be somewhere in between. And it does have an SPF of 15. So under the what it is section, it says a light to medium coverage liquid foundation with broad spectrum SPF sun protection. What it does: Benefit's new Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation evens out the look of skin tone and blurs imperfection. Under the what it does section, it says Benefit's new Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation evens out the look of skin tone and blurs imperfections with soft focus optical blurring spheres. The lightweight buildable formula is easy to apply and flashback free, plus it contains shea extract, an ingredient known to smooth the look of the skin and help protect. With a natural matte finish, the light to medium coverage Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation looks like skin and feels like nothing at all. It's available in 12 easy to choose shades that let a range of skin tones put on a happy face. It does recommend using it with their Professional Primer, which I have been wanting to try out their Professional Pearl Primer. I have not tried this one, and I've had it in my collection for a while. So I think I'm going to try it with that primer today. I always just apply primer on one side of the face, so in case the foundation or whatever I'm wearing reacts badly, we know that it's from the primer, and like if it anyways. Suggested usage: shake well before using, blend 1 drop onto clean moisturized face using a beauty sponge or fingertips, repeat to build coverage. So one thing that I do know about this formula is that it is very thin. Like, whenever you are shaking it in the bottle, like, it sounds very watery, very thin. So I'm a little bit iffy on using it with a sponge. I feel like my sponge is just going to eat up that product. So I am going to continue to use it with a brush, which is what I have used it with for the past day because I've only worn it once. But I'm going to use it with a brush. I'm going to use my Sephora Flawless Airbrush foundation brush. Obviously, I've been using it. I love, love, love this brush. I got it in this kit right here, which I freaking love. Like, this kit is so beautiful. Obviously, I've already used a lot of the brushes out of it. I've wanted so many of these brushes for so long, and I finally have it, and I'm so excited. Yeah. Anyways, highly recommend this brush kit if you just need like a good starting brush kit. This has like all of my favorite brushes in it, so highly, highly recommend it. I don't know the exact name of it off the top of my head, but if you go to the Sephora website and you look up brush kits and you see this, buy it. I just knocked my tissues on the floor. So basically, in order to give you guys a review as soon as possible, I just picked up a little sample guy of this guy so that I could try it out and get this video out as soon as possible so that you guys have a review on it if you are interested in this product. So I have the shade number 1. It is like soft cool or something like that. Cool porcelain or something. Cool ivory. I think it's cool ivory. Let me just look it up. I have it freaking right here. It's fair cool, or shade number 1. All it says on the bottle is the number 1, but it has like the description on the website. So I'm gonna stop saying so it's obviously a perfect day for me to do a wear test on a sheer coverage foundation because I have this little guy right here. Isn't that perfect timing? Thanks. Oh, by the way, maybe you didn't notice, maybe you did, I'm a little bit tan right now. Like, I really am. On a real note, I just started using the Gradual Tan from Saint Tropez. Got a little bit dark on my hands because I didn't wash it off right afterwards, and I think it even tinted my nails a little bit, which is kind of gross, so I'll be washing my hands a lot to try to make that fade. But it's working. This is my second use, and several people told me that they didn't like this, but I like it. With my second use, I'm liking it so far because I'm starting to see that little bit of color. Wait, I mean, like, look at my arms. Wow, it doesn't look like a lot on camera. So I'm gonna use the Professional Pearl Primer, and I'm just gonna use that on the left side of my face for some smoothing. Ooh, I already like the texture of this one way better than I like the Professional, like the original Professional. This one just feels so much softer and smoother. Oh yes, I like this. It has like a soft pink glow to it. Definitely gives like a soft pink luminescence. I mean, you can literally tell like this side of my face looks more pink than this side, so I hope I didn't apply too much, but let's see. So whenever I heard that this was a sheer to medium coverage, I was like, not sure how much I'm gonna like that. I like medium coverage. Medium coverage is usually fine with me, but sheer coverage, I'm just not quite there yet. So whenever I put this on, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how much I like the coverage of it. It just feels like it still looks very skin-like, but it, like, you'll see what I'm talking about, but it just feels like it still looks very skin-like while evening out the skin tone. So I'm just gonna start in the center of my face. This is the unprimed side. See how good that coverage is actually? Like, it's definitely not a full coverage, but I mean, it just feels like it just instantly evens out the skin tone like so nicely. I'm curious though as to see how this blends out over the primer because I have not yet used this foundation with a primer. I always kind of like to try products without a primer first and then try them with a primer afterwards to see if I like it any better or if it's like pretty much the same. Changes color just a little bit as it warms up to your skin tone, but like literally probably not even half a shade. So now I'm gonna do this on the primed side. Yeah, no chance it's gonna be covering my little friend there. No chance at all. What I'm really feeling about this foundation is that it's definitely very true to all that it claims to be, in the sense that it has like kind of a soft blur effect. It is a natural finish. Like in the camera, it looks way more dewy than it does in real life, but it's definitely a true natural finish in real life, and it is a sheer to medium coverage. Like everything that it claims to be, that's exactly what it is, which I really appreciate, because whenever you're reading about a product, you want it to perform the way that you read it to perform. So that is about as much coverage as I'm going to get. Oh, my nose is starting to itch. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of spot concealing with my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion concealer since I have a couple of problem areas. Alright, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Sephora Collection Bright Future Concealer and blend that right on top just to brighten up the under eye area a little bit. I freaking love this concealer, by the way. Just bought it the other day. It's pretty great. It's pretty freaking great, I'm not gonna lie. And then actually right now I have been using the Coty Airspun powder. This huge thing, which is like almost, it's over 2 ounces of product. This is a setting powder that you can get at the drugstore and it's only like $5 for over 2 ounces of product. This is huge. Like this thing is huge. It does come with a little like, what are these called? Powder puff. Comes with a little powder puff. I don't typically use the powder puff. I used to use powder puffs a lot. I use the one from Laura Mercier, but now I just use such a tiny amount of powder that I don't really feel the need to use it anymore. So I am going to just take a little bit of that powder. I'm trying this out. I've only been using it for like a couple days, and I'm just gonna press that onto my under eyes like normal. And that is the only place I put powder. This powder smells really good, by the way. Well, it kind of just actually smells like baby powder, but I like the smell of baby powder, so to me it smells good. So now I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with the Cover FX High Performance Setting Spray. This is what I've been using recently. So I'm just gonna spray that all over. So if you're new to my channel, that is how I set my face. I just set my under eyes with powder to keep it from creasing, and then I set the rest of the face with setting spray because I don't like to put powder all over my face. So I feel like it just wears better. So before I hop off camera and go do the rest of my makeup, I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit more about like the product packaging and stuff like that. So let me pull up a picture. So it looks like this. It's just a little squeeze tube, so the top twists off. It is literally so cute. It says Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation on one side, and then it has the smiley face on the other side. Like literally so adorable. It retails for $29, and basically you just shake and then you squeeze, and yeah. I would be a little bit careful if you are purchasing the product, which by the way, they will have minis, so if you don't want to buy the full size or you just want like a travel size, they do have like little mini ones, and they're literally so cute. Like they're like this big. So if you want to try the product out first, totally makes sense. You could just grab one of those, or you can always do what I did and grab a little sample and try it out for yourself. Just be careful because it is very liquidy whenever you're squeezing it out. Just start with a small amount, then squeeze more out if you need to. So that is my little tip. I am going to go off camera and do the rest of my makeup and film another video. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So here is my finished makeup look. Everything literally blended so perfectly over this foundation. Like I was blending my bronzer and I was blending my highlight, and I was literally thinking to myself, wow, everything is blending so nicely over this. I was like, wow, it just feels so fluid and so seamless. And sometimes my bronzer doesn't blend as easily over certain foundations, and sometimes my highlight can get a little bit patchy and everything in between. And I don't know what it is about this foundation. I love the way that my skin looks. I feel like it looks so soft, it looks so blurred, it looks so smooth, and everything on top of it looks perfect. Like my bronzer looks perfect. I mean, everything looks perfect. Like I cannot stress how much I am freaking loving this foundation. Now, it is not hydrating or anything like that, so I'm not quite sure how it would blend over dry skin, but I feel like oily skin, it would last really, really well as long as you're using a good mattifying primer or a good like setting powder plus setting spray and stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I guess I'm doing like my second check-in on camera, which I normally do with my iPhone. But it is currently 3:05 right now. I just finished doing my makeup, so it's not too long after. It's probably just been like 30 minutes or so after I applied it. So yeah, we're gonna see how this wears throughout the day. I am super, super excited to take you guys along with me. So I will see you in my next check-in. All right, guys, look at this. In my kitchen lighting, look at how good this foundation looks. Like, I'm pretty dang excited about it. My husband said that it matches my skin really well, which he never says. It is currently 4:07, so it's only an hour after my last check-in, I guess, or whatever. But I am going to do I'm going to try a new smoothie recipe, and I thought that it would be fun to kind of show you guys what I'm trying and how I'm doing it, because right now I'm doing keto, in case you didn't know already. So this is going to be a keto-friendly smoothie recipe, and it's like strawberry cheesecake is what it's called, so I'm super excited to try it. I've barely eaten anything today. I've only had coffee and some like guacamole. That's pretty much it.
So now I'm gonna have a smoothie. I'm super healthy. So here is the recipe that I'm gonna be following. You guys can screenshot this right here if you want to try it for yourself. But let's see how this turns out. I like how the beginning of this is me holding a knife. Okay, so first things first, 3 strawberries. I'm just gonna boop. And then 1/4 cup of almond milk. And my almond milk looks a little funny because it was frozen and I unfroze it. So now it's all weird, but it's still good. So we're just gonna pour that in there. That looks kind of gross. By the way, this is the kind of coconut milk that I'm using. It's from Trader Joe's and it is pretty good. I mean, I'm not like a coconut connoisseur, so. All right, and then we're gonna do 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, just the good old Great Value heavy whipping cream is what I'm using. Fat. Next is a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I just have this Baker's Imitation vanilla flavor, which means that it's not real vanilla. Because you know how we do on my channel. Everything is fake. Just kidding. And then a full teaspoon of coconut oil. All right, and then 1 ounce of cream cheese. Now an ounce is about 1/8 of a cup. I just filled up a 1/4 cup about halfway. All right, and then lastly, 6 ice cubes, but I got 7 ice cubes. Don't tell anyone, but I got 7. All right, next I'm just gonna use my NutriBullet. It's not very sweet at all. Not at all. So I'm definitely gonna add a little bit of, I'm gonna try this syrup. This is the sugar-free syrup from Starbucks, and I'm just gonna do maybe like a couple pumps of that guy. It's their vanilla syrup. Much, much better with the sugar-free sugar in it. And here's our cute little sugar-free cheesecake smoothie. Picture. It's pretty good. Probably not something that I would drink every day, but it's pretty good. Okay, my husband made fun of me for how not cute my cup was compared to that one, so I had to change my cup to my fancy glass. Oh my god, my strawberry's gonna fall off.
What's up, guys? So it is my last check-in of the night, and I am feeling like we should start keeping a counter of how many times I change in my wear tests, because seriously, I feel like every time I change like 3 times. So here I am in another outfit. It is the end of the night. It is now 10:47 at night, so we're getting close to 11 o'clock at night, and I applied this around 2-3 o'clock-ish. So it has been on for a good, how long is that? I can't think right now. At least 8 hours, closer to 9 hours. I'm gonna zoom you guys in close and we are going to see how we are liking this foundation. And it is looking not amazing, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. On my forehead, it actually looks really nice, and I'm super, super picky about how foundations look on my forehead. And on my forehead, it still looks really nice and even. It doesn't look like it has cracked or like settled into fine lines or anything like that. However, I am noticing some texture on both sides, the primed and the unprimed side. I'm noticing some texture like right in here. I feel like my concealer has worn off a little bit, and it's starting to break up on my nose and settling into my lines a little bit in between my brows, but not that bad. The main thing that's bothering me right now is how it's settling into my smile lines, because I mean, it's really settling in there, like, to me, kind of noticeably. That's just the biggest thing that I'm really not liking right now, is just the way that it looks on my smile lines. Like, the texture here and here is fine. I can deal with that. That just happens as oils and things come up throughout the day. It has worn off kind of like a little bit around my jawline. I'm definitely seeing a little bit of redness peeking through, but it never started off with the most coverage. Like, it never completely covered everything anyways, so the fact that some redness this is peeking through doesn't say a whole lot. However, one thing that I am super impressed by is how it's worn on my chin. Like honestly, most of the time my foundation starts to wear off or at least get a little bit patchy on my chin, and it looks pretty much still perfect on my chin, which is super, super impressive to me. I'm starting to feel like maybe this foundation is just a hair too light with the tan that I have going on right now. But yeah, this is really funny because I'm actually loving the way it looks on my forehead and loving the way it looks on my chin, but not a big fan of how it's looking in the center of the face, which is usually the kind of the opposite. Like normally the places that I hate my foundation is the most is my chin and my forehead, and the center of my face is just kind of like whatever. But this time it's the opposite. It's like my forehead looks really nice, my chin looks really nice. It's just the center of my face that started to get patchy, break up, and really settled into my fine smile line. So do I think it's necessarily worth $30? I don't know. I'm really, really loving it just for my forehead, honestly. And for that reason, I will probably be reaching for this again and again because I just am loving the way that it looks right here. But I don't necessarily think it's something to go out of your way for. I hate to say it. Is it super comfortable? Yes. However, I am also feeling that it's a little bit more on the matte side. I don't think that this would be like my first choice for dry skin. So if you are like normal, combination, oily, I think that this foundation would be a good option for you, but it's not like one of those foundations that I'm like, oh my god, this foundation look is like so amazing. So with all that said, do I necessarily think it's worth $30? Here, I think it's worth $30. Here, I think it's worth $30. Here, I don't think it's worth $30. So all in all, I would say probably stick with the drugstore foundation. Unless you have serious forehead wrinkles that you're just not a big fan of, like me, then freaking go for it because this is amazing. Anyways, so that pretty much wraps it up for this wear test, you guys. Let me know if you've tried this foundation and how much you like it, and let me know if you are going to try this foundation. Always get a sample, you know, try it out before you buy. Make sure that you like it. It is your hard-earned money that you are investing into these products, so make sure that they're going to be something that you are pleased with. And then just make sure to check out some of my other videos before you leave and hit the little subscribe button so that I can create more content for you guys like this, and subscribe to one of my email lists down below. I have 3 different kinds: a monthly, a weekly, and every upload. And I will see you all in Friday's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.